everyone, it's Jay here, and these are the manga and manhwa releases for the first half of May. We're going to start with the Kodansha releases. Anyway, I'm Falling in Love with You Volume 7. Despite harrowing memories of the pandemic, Mizuho still recalls her springtime of youth with fondness. 10 years later, she and her childhood friends are preparing for a reunion, but Kizuki is MIA. His absence leaves a big hole in Mizuho's heart, especially after the romance that bloomed between them in high school. What caused Kizuki to betray their special bond? Love on the Horizon Volume 2. Shy, naive Nagi Kitagawa has now been dating his next-door neighbour, the popular yet kind Yu Yamasaki, for over half a year. While dating in general is new to Nagi, Yu is overwhelmed by his first feelings of true love. Both boys attend an arts university in Tokyo, although Yu will be graduating soon. Will their love be able to stand the test of time once they no longer go to the same school? Medalist Volume 8. Inori and Tsukasa's long-awaited national championship is here. The All Japan Novice Competition, and it's their first ever showdown with the reigning queen Hikaru. The stage is set in Aomori, with Hikaru skating first and Inori taking the ice after. Snow and Ink Volume 3. Word has come that Freya's half-sister, Anna, who displaced her as head of the family business, is getting married. To make a clean break with the past and move forward, Freya feels compelled to return to the home that rejected and shunned her, but she can't do it alone. To avoid causing a scandal and making life harder for Freya, Neneo decides to pretend to be her slave while at the manor, even going so far as to take drugs to lose his voice, so as not to ruin the ruse. But even if temporarily, can Freya bring herself to treat the man she loves this way? A new series called Tune Into the Midnight Heart. At the end of a difficult day, the haughty but pure-hearted rich kid, Arisu, found his only solace in the voice of another girl his age, who hosted a live stream under the pseudonym Apollo. Then, one day, the broadcast stopped. Arisu has dedicated the years since then to finding Apollo's true identity, and he's narrowed it down to one particular high school. He transfers in as a student and figures it'll be a kinch, but then discovers it could be any of the girls in the broadcasting club. And the real Apollo isn't talking for reasons of her own. Can the blunt and blustering Arisu buy his way into the club's good graces and find the real girl attached to his dream voice? Finland Saga Deluxe Volume 7. Thorfinn's detour to Greece has been itself derailed by a succession crisis. The Joms Vikings seek a new leader, and Thorfinn cannot keep his identity as the son of Thor's secret for long. It seems the dream of paradise will have to be deferred until the end of one more war. This oversized collection includes volumes 19 to 21 of the Japanese edition of Vinland Saga, plus exclusive bonus content, a short story, an exclusive gallery of sketches and colour art. Creator Makoto Yukimura speaks out on the impact of the story on his life and vice versa, and a faux leather cover featuring an inscription in Norse runes. Kei X Yaku Bound by Law Volume 6. The deadly game of Catamouse heats up as more targets enter the line of fire, including Ichiro's childhood friend Chika. Shiro braves a likely trap alone in the hopes of securing a confession from the Prime Minister that could finally get them on the right track. Little does he realise that another plot threatens his sister from the shadows. Ninja vs Gokudo Volume 7. As decapitation rains down around Kiwami and Shinoha, the Glass Children's third-ranked officer whacks an unlikely deadly weapon, a soccer ball. And as the duo search for the ticking time bomb in the Prime Minister's residence, they realise an outside force is manipulating their treasured friendship. Can the sinister puppeteer pulling the strings be eradicated? The 7 Deadly Sins box set number 6. This is the final of 6 box sets, containing volumes 36 to 41, the original Sins short story collection, and an exclusive reversible poster. Versus Volume 3. Faced with annihilation, the last remnants of humanity across 13 different worlds have banded together to survive. While they might be stronger together, they now have 13 separate natural enemies, all gunning for them as well, and their only hope for survival is to make those enemies fight each other instead, but it's easier said than done. Wan Dance Volume 12. Dance is all about communication. So how do you dance when you feel like you can't talk to the ones who are closest to you? Some fellow dancers offer Kabo words of advice, but can he take what they say at face value when his insecurities run deeper than his style? From Yen Press, Yoamushi Pedal Volume 27. For the first time since the start of the race, every member of Sohoku has gathered together. Pursuing Hakone at a super fast pace, Sohoku is dead set on closing the distance and regaining the lead. However, the Inter-High is a brutal test of endurance, and the already injured Aoyagi is running on fumes. From Inklore, we have a new series called Wet Sand. In this mature-rated drama, three men collide in a tangled web of love, power, and crime. When a chance encounter brings earnest photographer Joe into the orbit of the aloof and gorgeous Ian, Joe falls hard. An undeniable attraction simmers between them, and Joe is determined to break through Ian's indifferent facade. But Ian's life isn't made for romance, as he works to free himself from his past life as a high-profile member of a dangerous gang, and from TJ, his on-again, off-again lover. A power struggle threatens to erupt within the crime syndicate. If Ian isn't careful, events might spiral out of control, dragging him back into a world of corruption and murder. From Sublime, we have Volume 2 of Palace of the Amiga. Unfortunately, Ilia's new life continues to be tumultuous. His husband has been assassinated and a civil war has erupted in his new home country. But after 8 long years of fighting, an encounter with a mysterious yet familiar young man will change his future forever. Pink Heart Jam Beats Volume 1. College student Haiga, now a senior, has finally moved in with his boyfriend Kanae, a former classmate and brothel beauty who's since graduated and joined the workforce. And although they're living together, that doesn't mean they aren't both still busy with their own lives. Noticing Haiga's job search hasn't been going well, and that they haven't been on a date in a while, Kanae decides to take him out to cheer him up. Unfortunately, even that doesn't go well, and Kanae falls ill. From Viz Media, Blue Box Volume 15. With nationals approaching, Taiki looks for ways to push himself harder than before. He decides to turn to Hyodo, who puts him through a Spartan training. Chainsaw Man Volume 18. When the whole world goes crazy from the Chainsaw Man Church's dark plans, Denji and Naruto find themselves in mortal danger. Asa and Fami jump into the fray to attempt to rescue, but they're going to need to recruit new help if they want to have any chance of succeeding. Colette Decides to Die Volume 3. Colette meets Dionysus, god of wine, who is suffering from a cold. Later, Lord Hades gets tipsy and pulls Colette onto his lap and hugs her. Has Hades awakened to his feelings for her? Dark Gathering Volume 13. With Yayoi incapacitated by a deadly curse and the streets swarming with beastly spirits, Kei and Eiko have no choice but to unleash the terrifyingly powerful Black Asura in Lunar Umbra. In the Name of the Mermaid Princess Volume 6, Princess Mio and Prince Chika's engagement is broken off by forces beyond their control, and as July wrestles with his feelings for Mio, the dragon Elementia reappears for the first time in centuries, and spirits them both away to a kingdom where unhumans rule supreme. But power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Kagurabachi Volume 3. The strongest enchanted blade, known as the Shinuchi, is up for sale at a black market. Chihiro's determined to steal the Shinuchi back, but standing in his way are skilled sorcerers devoted to safeguarding the auction. Can Chihiro slash his way through and reclaim the fabled katana? Like a Butterfly Volume 12. Suren and Kawasumi's love story continues in this collection of spin-offs, one-shots and bonus chapters. Extras include the couple's meet-cutes from Kawasumi's perspective and a chapter about Yuri and Daisuke's long-distance difficulties. This is the final volume of the series. Queen's Quality Volume 22. Just as Fumi makes up her mind to defeat Yanagi, the White Queen appears. Everyone is worried that the White Queen is trying to lure Fumi to the casket, but Fumi wants to hear what she has to say, and perhaps for the first time, Fumi can confront her as an equal. Sakamoto Days Volume 17. Mafuyu attempts to complete his mission despite knowing he's a pawn for X. Meanwhile, Sakamoto and his friends are running around the museum's exhibition hall, which has become a battlefield between the Order and X's gang, who will come out on top in this assassin battle royale. The Elusive Samurai Volume 15. Tokiyuki has emerged from hiding and joined forces with Kitabatake Akie. With Akie's rowdy troops in the vanguard, Tokiyuki is chosen to lead the attack and attempt to seize Kamakura once again. But the pass is guarded by a former member of the Kanto Hisashiban, and breaking through will force Tokiyuki to risk his life in a one-on-one duel to the death. The King's Beast Volume 15. On the eve of war, a letter from a potential ally arrives at the Imperial Palace, foretelling Prince Kogai's coming death in battle. The letter is persuasive enough that Prince Tenyo and the Emperor begin to make plans to circumvent their brother's dark fate. But according to the letter, the only way for Prince Kogai to live is for someone else to die in his place. Wolf Girl and Black Prince Volume 13. During the class trip, Takeru confesses his feelings to Ayumi, and does Nozomi seem jealous? And the drama doesn't let up back home, as Kyoya braves dinner with Erika's family and a birthday date with Erika. For once he tries to do right, but it all goes wrong. You and I Are Polar Opposites Volume 5. The holiday season is here, and Suzuki and all her friends are filled with good cheer. Suzuki plans to make this an unforgettable holiday by inviting Tani over to her place for an at-home Christmas date, with not a parent in sight. Meanwhile, Azuma continues to explore the relationship woes that middle school saddled her with, and intentionally or not, she's helping Taira do the same. Dr. Mashirito's Ultimate Manga Techniques. Kazuhiko Torishima is the 6th editor-in-chief of Japan's biggest manga magazine, Weekly Shonen Jump. He is one of Japan's leading editors, having discovered and nurtured great manga artists such as Akira Toriyama of Dragon Ball, Masakazu Katsura of Video Girl Ai, and Koji Inada of Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai, and further transforming the manga business by expanding the crossover of manga, anime, and video games. This book is the only place to discover Kazuhiko Torishima's Torishima method, an approach to making comics that will give you the mindset needed to become a manga artist. Fly Me to the Moon Volume 28. Himari is on to Tsukasa's secret. All she needs is proof, and when Tsukasa invites herself over for dinner, it seems like the perfect opportunity to catch her unawares. Or has Tsukasa been in control of the situation all along? Freyrin Beyond Journey's End Volume 13. After being reunited in the past with her old friends, the Party of Heroes, Freyrin looks for a way to return to the future, but the Demon King's minions want the knowledge Freyrin possesses, and the powerful demon Grausam traps Freyrin and Himmel in an illusion so beautiful they may never want to leave. I Want to End This Love Game Volume 6. Yukiya and Miku's fake relationship heats up as their battle moves into its thrilling second half. And when the final day of their arrangement arrives, can these two go back to being just friends? Mao Volume 20. Mao and Nanoka attempt to save Soma both from the beast that possesses him and his own worst impulses. Natsuno continues training Nanoka to wield the power of the earth, but can't stop her apprentice from pushing herself too far. A new series called Not So Showjo Love Story. School delinquent and manga superfan Rei is ready for her perfect love story to begin, and she knows just who it'll be with. Handsome, the most popular boy in school. But her plans are derailed when her main rival for Handsome's affections, star classmate Hana, suddenly confesses her feelings for Rei instead. Rei mistakes Hana's confession for declaration of war, but Hana is determined to break through and prove that her feelings are genuine. Will their bumpy start on a comedic rollercoaster ultimately lead to a romance fit for a shoujo manga? This collects episodes 1 to 15 of the popular webtoon series. Persona 5 Volume 13. The Phantom Thieves' next target is none other than the prosecutor investigating their case and Makoto's big sister, Sei Hijima. In order to clear their names, they have no choice but to accept Akechi's help in changing Sei's heart, but they face one of their trickiest palaces yet, a casino built around cheating. Sakura Saku Volume 7. The way Haruki acts around Hazuki makes Saku worry that he might still be carrying a torch for Hazuki. When the issue threatens to boil over during their planetarium outing, Saku runs away, but how long can she avoid the truth? A new series called Snow Angel. Long gone are the days when Muku Shiroshika would play carefree in the snow with her childhood friends. Thrust into a thankless caregiver role, Muku wants to break free from her oppressive family and regain control of her life. When her childhood friend Yuto pays her an unexpected visit, she finds hope in his words and decides to take a chance on happiness. But as she works to define herself, she finds that breaking free of her family's influence is harder than she thought. Spy X Family, the official anime guide, Mission Report 221-001-1224. Discover all the behind-the-scenes secrets, twists and trivia from episodes 13 through 25 of the incredibly popular Spy X Family anime. What are your favourite characters hiding? Take a peek at Lloyd's disguises. Learn all about Yor's assassination techniques and explore Anya's sneaky tricks and dig into Bond's beautifully fluffy white fur. From Seven Seas Entertainment, Volume 3 of The Barbarians Bride. Serafina de Lavillant, the strongest knight in the West, was once sent to subdue the barbaric tribes of the East, but now she fights alongside them. While she may still be averse to the thought of marrying Vior, the barbarian heir who insists on being her groom, Sera nonetheless enjoys fighting by his side. I Want to Escape from Princess Lessons Volume 2. After failing to break off her engagement, Letitia Dorman has found herself living with Prince Clark. However, she still clings to the hope that she'll one day be free. Though Clark's straightforward expressions of love fluster her, she continues to look for opportunities to escape from the royal castle. Her chance comes on the night of her engagement party, when she's abducted by a mysterious duo. I abandoned my engagement because my sister is a tragic heroine, but somehow I became entangled with a righteous prince, Volume 3. Living in the royal palace as Prince Eric's guard, Leia finally has a place to come home to, where she feels safe and heard. However, she discovers that her sister Jill is cheating on her fiancé with Duke Berkelane, the very Duke who wants Eric dead. Not only that, but further investigation reveals that Jill is dabbling in death poison. Will this revelation finally end Jill's perfect tragic heroine sister act? Kimono Jihen Volume 3. Kabane and his friends have gone to see the Kyoto Foxes to learn more about Inari's past, and they decide to try and find a member of Genji, the division of the Kyoto Police Department that specialises in kimono investigations. But every member of Genji is human, and it seems that their leader, Minamoto Raiden, has a special place in his heart for Tanuki. Pet Shop of Horrors Collector's Edition Volume 2. Despite paying regular visits to the pet shop, Detective Leon Orcott is no closer to solving the mystery that is Count D, but his latest case could give him just the excuse he needs to investigate the shop further. While trying to uncover the truth behind the death of Evangeline Blue, a renowned singer, Leon discovers she was one of Count D's customers. Which pet did she order, and could it be the key to solving her murder? 10 Things I Want to Do Before I Turned 40. Suzume Tojo is just 3 months away from turning 40 and realises there's so much he hasn't done with his life. So he makes a plan, create a private list of things he's always wanted to do and check them off before turning the big 40. It's a rather simple list, filled with goals that should be easy to accomplish, like a takoyaki party, enjoying a parfait out in a cafe, and spending his birthday with a lover. Except that last one comes with a major problem. Tojo hasn't had a lover in 10 years, but when Keiichi Tanaka, Tojo's handsome junior at the company, discovers the secret list, he's determined to help Tojo check off every single item, starting with the lover part. A new series called Bastard, the full-colour manhwa comic released on Naver's webtoon platform, is now in print. In this suspenseful thriller, one young man shares his home with a serial killer. High school life is hard enough, but it's even harder for Seon-jin. A sickly disabled boy, Jin might as well be invisible. No one ever pays attention to him, except for the bullies who prey on him for being weak. Jin, however, keeps a very dark secret. There's a serial killer in his house, and it's his father. Fire in His Fingertips, Volume 8. After a lot of setbacks, Ryo and Soma are finally cohabitating. All of their friends share their opinions on how to get used to the change, especially when work schedules keep the two apart. But for Ryo, moving in isn't enough of a change. After all, she and Soma already lived together once before. Maybe it's time to take things even further. Valentine's Day might give her the perfect opportunity. Though I am an inept villainess, Tale of the Butterfly Rat Body Swap in the Maiden Court, Volume 7. Kei Getsu knows she must act when rumours threaten to make her already bad position at court even worse. To find the source of the rumours, she hosts a tea party with the other maidens, but finding out who is behind the slander will take careful tact. Can Kei Getsu convincingly act like the genteel co-maiden and keep her true, fiery nature under wraps? I Ship My Rival and Me, Volume 3. After their agency greenlights a brilliantly flirty fan service idea to promote their drama, Waves of Parting, Gu Yiliang and Wei Yanzi host a chaotic livestream that results in an explosion of NSFW fanfics. Now it's game on. Wei Yanzi is determined to find out if Gu Yiliang is actually gay, or if he's just doling out the sugar for show. Meanwhile, Gu Yiliang is still under the impression that Wei Yanzi has a sugar daddy sponsoring him behind the scenes, and the jealousy becomes crippling. He proposes a new idea to Wei Yanzi. Why doesn't he become Wei Yanzi's sugar daddy instead? Volume 3, Diary of a Female Lead. When Aoi's family goes on a glamping trip over summer vacation, it could be the opportunity Aoi needs to sort out her growing feelings for Senna. That is, until her mum invites Senna to come along. Being in such close proximity with Senna is the last thing flustered Aoi needs, but it might be an opportunity for the two to grow closer before a class seat change tears them apart again. The Two Perfect Saints, Tossed Aside by My Fiancé and Sold to Another Kingdom, Volume 2. In her homeland, Philia was both celebrated and reviled, the greatest saint of all time, but looked down upon as an insufferable woman. After her fiancé sold her off to the neighbouring realm of Parnacotta, she didn't expect a warm welcome, and yet she's quickly come to accept that her new life here might be happier than the one she left behind. With things looking up, it becomes all the more worrisome when she senses the demonic world drawing near after thousands of years of silence. My Loveydovey Wife is a Stone-Cold Killer, Volume 7. Setsuna's mother takes a break from the family business of murder to spend a few awkward days with our loving couple. As the year winds down, our couple tries not to make a scene at an amusement park, takes a romantic autumn stroll, and Setsuna reveals a different side of herself at the wedding of a family friend. Only I Know the World is Ending and Getting Killed by Rampaging Beasts Only Makes Me Stronger, Volume 2. After finding himself in a time loop where he's forced to survive an otherworldly invasion of the Earth, Akira has started to grasp his mysterious, game-like skills. But after 4 deaths, he's still no match for his original arch-nemesis, the Minotaur. What's more, it's a race against time as the monsters all appear to be gradually levelling up. Can Akira defeat the Minotaur before its power becomes insurmountable? And can he do all this while keeping his childhood friend Nao alive? Heroine? Saints? No, I'm an all-works maid and proud of it. The Spring Ball is under attack. Bjork, a tragic young man the Dark One is controlling like a puppet, is wreaking havoc, and Luciana takes the full force of the Dark One's strike. However, to everyone's surprise, she is completely unharmed. Even stranger, the magic of the fully awakened Silver Saint has wrapped itself around Bjork's sword. From Tokyo Pop, My Beautiful Man Volume 4, Kioi and Kira have lived separate lives since that fateful high school graduation day kiss, but when they reunite again after so much time has passed, it's like no time has passed at all. But with Hira's lack of emotional comprehension skills and Kyoi's stubbornness and pride, will they be able to actually share their true feelings? Mitsuki Volume 4. After being fired from the host club, Mario has left his life as a straight host club behind. Now he's ended up landing a new job at an adult goods manufacturing company. However, since Mario works days and Takahiro still works nights, their schedules don't often align, and now they both feel lonely. A new series called Merry Witch's Life, a quirky manga series exploring themes of grief and friendship in a heartwarming, light-hearted fantasy setting with plenty of humour. Zoe, Shishka, and Eliza have very little in common. Zoe is a failed witch from a mysterious magical island. Shishka is Zoe's best friend from long ago, and Eliza is, well, a scarab beetle. However, the three of them do share something important. They are all widows, and none of them are willing to give up on their beloveds. From spells that go hilariously wrong to uncovering the secrets of their new country home, this story of romance and friendship is truly magical. From Square Enix, the Apothecary Diaries art book. This jacketed hardcover volume includes more than 300 lavish pieces of art from light novel illustrator Tooko Shino. In addition to every illustration from the light novel series, this collection includes previously unpublished character designs, promotional and exclusive art, and an interview with Shino. The Emperor's Caretaker Volume 2. Now the caretaker of the 5-year-old Emperor, Ziho, Lin Hua is navigating a life full of new experiences and constant challenges in the dynamic world of the Imperial Palace. One day she stumbles upon a letter that just so happens to contain a heartfelt declaration of love. Who wrote this letter, and who was it intended for? Dragon and Chameleon Volume 3. Gario Hanagami, a best-selling manga artist, and Shinobu Miyama, a bitter rookie with a knack for copying other people's art styles, were in an accident that caused the two to swap bodies. Hanagami is forced to rebuild his career from the ground up, and fresh off a humbling experience at the serialization bootcamp, Hanagami winds up meeting his former mentor, Orochi Yamadano, who once caused a major scandal in the manga world. Volume 5, Just Like Mona Lisa. Because Hinase has no gender, the gender of the friend they choose to go to the summer festival with puts more pressure on Hinase. While Ritsu dreams of a romantic night out, Hinase struggles to break free from nostalgia. The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest Volume 24. Matthias begins to piece together a theory about what occurred during the long years before his reincarnation in the current era. The severe regression of magical civilization and appearance of Devastars seems to hint at the possibility of space monster involvement. So those are the releases for the first half of May. There's quite a few that I'm interested in, and I will definitely be going on SciFier.com to buy those new ones, because SciFier.com has cheap prices anyway, and if you use a code like Jay's Manga, you can get an extra 5% off their prices, which is fantastic. It really helps to get that discount with the more expensive volumes like the manhwas, because that extra 5% off really helps, and it can go towards another volume. I hope you have a fantastic book buying month, everyone. Bye!